I have been professionally writing music since I was 16 years of age. 16 years old, which was a year ago. Just kidding. Um, and you know, what I've learned is that people in this business, in the songwriting business, you have to have a very lighthearted attitude because a lot of the times there's things that you might write that are not going to make sense right off the bat, and that's okay because you don't have to make sense and it doesn't have to all make sense. I think music is about flowing, and a lot of artists throughout the generations of music have played around with wording and have played around with how to pronounce certain things and just how to make it match, the song or the beat. Just to not really lose the rhythm of the song. I feel like that helps it. I was gonna say another thing. Oh yeah. So I have been writing since I was 16, like I was saying, and I can tell you that I have approximately written about 100 songs in total ever since I was 16. And I can tell you that I probably mainly write like a song or two each month. I just got done writing 2 pieces, and that took me, I want to say, a week. So it really definitely varies because inspiration is also is a very essential thing. You have to have inspiration on what you want to write. But the most important thing, and I'm quoting Taylor Swift. Thank you so much for this, Taylor Swift. She said to never stop making art, no matter what, no matter if you're going through a heartbreak, no matter what happens to you. Don't let anything ever bring you down and stop you from expressing yourself artistically. Because at the end of the day, expressing yourself artistically to me is like breathing this air that just makes me content, it makes me happy, and I wouldn't want it any other way. Songwriting is just like that. It's very therapeutic. And if you have anything going on, don't ever stop writing. Don't ever stop creating art. I know it might suck, and a lot of people don't want to put their personal lives on their art forms and on the craft, and that's completely understandable. But to some, it might be helpful and it might be therapeutical to just release all of that in a journal. Maybe create a poem, and then change it into a song after that. It really just depends because you never really want to stop making art. And I've been consistently making art and just expressing myself artistically ever since I was 16. And let me tell you, a lot of times people are going to underestimate you for whatever reason. And it really sucks, it really sucks, but there's going to be that one person that is going to see something in you, and they'll value that, and they'll value you, and they'll know how to appreciate all the traits that you have. And but the most important thing, and the most important thing is to really honestly value yourself first. Because if you don't value yourself first, then nobody else will. It's sad to say, nobody else will, or at least it will be hard for somebody else to believe in you. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't believe that you are that, who else is going to believe that? You have to be your number one fan, your biggest fan, and always speak up for yourself and advocate for yourself. Always stand up to what you believe in, and always stand up for the art form or the craft that makes you, that makes you happy, and basically don't ever stop making art. So this little short story is just kind of like to show the resilience even of just like being young. And it's not me showing off or like me trying to like brag about this, because it's definitely nothing to brag about. But ever since I was little, and I started writing music professionally, or that I kind of like took it more serious, I've always been super persistent. I've always been super stubborn, and moved mountains just to like express myself artistically, or to go to certain events, or to go to certain casting calls, or to go to these spaces that are gonna make me network with certain individuals so that I can actually do something, bring something to life. And I remember about an instance where this studio in Tempe was promoting, like, come and, like, we'll take pictures of you and it's gonna be like a photo shoot. And, it's at no cost, it's just for you to, like, see the facility and see the studio where we make music and just, like, vibe out with, like, different photographers and stuff. And I was 16 years old. And so, literally, not only was I the youngest, but I was, like, I was the only 16-year-old in that, like, meetup, which was kind of awkward, but nonetheless, I remember kind of like telling my mom to take me, and well, she dropped me off, but the only exception, she said, with the only condition, which she said that I would have to get back by myself. And I believe back then this thing was gonna start like at, I believe, 7 p.m. and it wasn't gonna end until like 8:30 p.m. or 9 p.m. I believe. And I remember getting there. The owner of the establishment hadn't gotten there, but there were like some girls in there, taking pictures and stuff like that. And back then, I wasn't, out, as I wasn't letting my true colors yet. I knew what I was, and I knew that I had my doubts and stuff, but I knew that I didn't have the independence. I didn't have, the foundation to basically, start living my truth like how I do now. And I basically repressed all of those feelings, and I didn't really come out until later. Anyways, so I remember getting there, and there was like already photographers set, of everything, the equipment and stuff. And I remember, asking if, and I was like the youngest one there, like literally. Everybody else was like probably like 21 and over. Which, let me tell you something, okay? You should never do that. You should never go to like an event where like you're the only like teenager, not even a young adult, I guess, young adult maybe. But when you're 16, you're still kind of like a baby, and just my stubbornness, and I believe I told my mom that it was gonna be like something like for everybody or whatever, like a family event, and she was like, okay, sure, whatever. But there's obviously other moms that are like super, super strict. Either way. So I go up to this girl that actually works there, and I believe she's one of like the people in charge of like the talent recruitment or something like that. And I remember telling her like, hey, like I want to take pictures, but I don't have any makeup. Like I didn't bring any makeup with me. And she was like, oh my gosh, like how old are you? And I was like, I'm 16. And she was like, oh my gosh, you're so young, like come over here. And she was super sweet. I ended up like adding her like on Snapchat after that, and I would like be in contact with her back and forth, just like, saying hi and stuff. But she was like, she took me under her wing basically, and she did my makeup and everything. She did my makeup. And that event, basically you went to go meet with photographers, and they'll like take pictures of you and stuff, and you get to keep the pictures and everything. So I was super excited. So she did my makeup, and I was there like chilling with like the people that like were part of like the crew and stuff. So it was kind of cool in that way. The only thing that was not cool though, was that I didn't like the pictures that I took. Like the makeup was kind of strong, but nonetheless, I appreciate the girl that did the makeup for me, because she actually did like make my night that day. So I get to tour the place, which is a studio facility, as well as like a studio to like take pictures and do photo shoots and stuff, and modeling and all that. So we tour the place. It's fairly big. It's not really that big, but it's fairly spacious. And the guy's like, okay, like this is a studio, anytime you want to come here and like, make a song or like sing and stuff. And I remember being like, she was doing my makeup, and like one of the girls was like, hey, like what are you like here for? Are you here to like sing? Are you here to like network with like people in this business? Like what are you here to do? And I was like, well, I'm a singer, songwriter, as well as a model. I remember telling her that. And she was like, oh, like sing for me, like, and I sang for them, and everybody's jaw dropped. I believe I sang Rehab by Amy Winehouse, or I think it was Back to Black by Amy Winehouse, and they were like very impressed. And then after that, I met with like some people, and I met with this guy that rapped, and he was like, wow, like he told me like that I should be like a drag queen, because at that time I wasn't out, so there was no way he could like know, that I was, a woman. And the only thing that I didn't like about the whole experience is that having to go back home, it took me about like an hour and a half, because I had to walk, I guess, like half a mile to like the nearest like train. And I took the train, and then I took the bus, and then I had to walk again. And I got home, and my face was full of makeup. I didn't take it off. I literally was like, it was like 9 p.m. already, 9:30 p.m. And I was on the way home, and like I got on the bus, and the bus driver was like he didn't know what to say. It was so much fun. And I got on the light rail, and this guy was like looking at me like weird and stuff, and just walking and just like, I don't know, like it was weird, like the cars looking at me, like I had a full face of makeup, and he was this like 16-year-old person, and I'm just like out here in these streets at night, and it's not safe. So I definitely had guardian angels with me, but a lot of the times you might not be as lucky. So my only advice is to, yes, have that passion and have that strength, but always do it safely and be very, very vigilant. I got home after that. I told my mom. She looked at me and she saw all the makeup that I had on my face. Literally, it was like a full face of makeup. Like, this girl outdid herself. And I was like, wow. Like, I didn't even want to take it off. Like, this was one of the first times that I had worn that much makeup ever. I did experiment with makeup here and there prior to that, but never as much as that. Like, this was like a whole like bridal, like full face look. And I believe I didn't take it off until like 1 a.m. in the morning, and then I went to bed and stuff. But yeah, I was looking in the mirror, like lip syncing, and I just really, really enjoyed it. And that was, I guess, my introduction to like makeup, technically. And yeah, my mom saw me. She was like, what am I gonna do with you? Like, she just kind of knew. I feel like family members just knew, and just know when you're different, or they know like when something's going on. And she always had a feeling, slowly but surely she knew that I was going to transform into this. And update on that, my parents are taking it a little bit better and better each time. It's slowly but surely more accepting and stuff, and more respectful. But at the same time, I'm super, super glad that I'm independent, that I don't have to depend on them, that I don't have to lift them, that I can just really truly be me and live my life and truly exist how I am. So this is the end of this video, you guys. I really do appreciate if you watch till the end. Please comment below what type of videos or vlogs you guys would want me to see, want me to do, and what you guys would like to see. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you so, so much.